Good day. In this Quarter 2, Module 10, we'll explore DARE, decision as realistic endeavors. We'll learn the art of making practical decisions and how they shape our future, but before we start, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and likes. We can now proceed to the learning objectives. At the end of this module, you are expected to 1. Define the various strategies in decision-making, 3 C's, pros and cons, analytical, 2. Apply the strategies in decision-making that are appropriate in reaching your goals, 3. Analyze yours and others' decision-making strategies, and 4. Formulate your guide in making decisions to foster a sense of responsibility and accountability. Introduction. Every decision someone makes determines the outcome of his/her goals. That is why sound decision-making is an essential skill that all learners like you should possess. This module will allow you to refresh, enhance, and deepen your previous learning on decision-making. Having the know-how to apply certain skill in real and various life situations will lead you to a better and brighter result. Your decision is your choice. Decide now, later, or never. Let's try this. Suggested time allotment: 10 minutes, towers of papers, materials, 5 pieces of intermediate paper or used papers, 12-inch long Scotch tape. Procedures: 1. Decide on how you will build a strong tower using the 5 pieces of paper and Scotch tape. 2. You may ask help from your parents or siblings. 3. Answer the processing questions on a sheet of paper after building your tower. Processing questions: 1. How were you able to make your tower stand? 2. What challenges did you encounter while doing the activity? 3. How did you deal with the challenges you encountered? Let's explore this. Suggested time allotment: 10 minutes. Troubled waters: a friend invited you to his birthday party the following weekend. The celebration will be held in a public beach. You replied by saying that you were hesitant to go because you found out that there are many people who are invited to the party. Your friend, on the other hand, assured you that you will be safe because all necessary health protocols will be followed in the party to avoid transmission of the coronavirus. What would you reply? Write your answer on a clean sheet of paper/bond paper. Processing questions: 1. What are the factors that you considered in making your decision? 2. How do you feel about your decision? Keep in mind, suggested time allotment: 15 minutes. All of us are faced to make decisions each day. From simple ones like deciding whether to eat rice or oats for breakfast, to more complicated ones like deciding whether to finish a project and meet the deadline or playing online games to win over co-gamers. Deciding is not always a walk in the park. Here are a few known strategies that will help you in decision-making. The 3 C's of decision-making: clarify. First, be clear about the problem that has to be solved. When the problem has become understandable, it becomes easy to identify what decision has to be made. Consider, explore all possible choices or options and visualize what would happen. For each choice or option, carefully think about the positive and negative consequences for each choice. It is also best to get additional information from reliable sources. Choosing may be difficult at times, but if you are well informed, you can be confident that you can make the best choice. Aside from the 3 C's, additional strategies in decision-making can also be used. Here are some alternative strategies that can help you in your decision-making process. Considering the pros and cons. By carefully weighing the advantages and disadvantages, the favorable and unfavorable, and the good and the bad points can help one in coming up with a solid and balanced decision. Analytical approach. This can be used by breaking down a problem until it reaches a stage where it can be easily solved. By separating a problem into its smallest parts, its complexity is also diminished. Types of decision making. Majority rule. This is when a decision is the one that has the most number of support. Some examples include ballot voting and a show of hands. When to use it. Options are clear and simple and not likely to be misinterpreted. Group has discussed issue at length beforehand but can't come together to an agreement. Group is on a deadline to make a decision. Power in a group is somewhat balanced, so all members' voices are equally heard. Consensus rule. When a decision is made by a group as one, everybody agrees on one thing in the end. When to use it. Time is not limited and a decision is not subjected to be made by a target date. There are different perspectives, but there is a common goal. People are willing to engage in numerous discussions, to share ideas, and to find solutions. We always hear the phrase, knowledge is power. A learner like you can make good decisions only when you are informed. Here are a few steps that might help in making better choices. 8. Identify what should be decided. This is the first step in most decision-making situations. What do I do today? What do I wear for my class? Identification aids in narrowing down and solving the problem at hand, no or yes. At times, problems and dilemmas are answerable by a simple yes or no, but often, decisions must be considered well, and it can take days and nights for a sound decision to be made. Find a friendly advice. Teenagers are often at risk of making poor decisions because they do not seek advice from people, especially those who can help them. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help from others, such as your parents, teachers, counselors, and friends. Options are great weapons in making sound decisions. Write down the pros and cons, and give it a thought. It might help you in times of confusion and bewilderment. Reflect. Most people reflect after making a decision, but reflecting on a decision before it can be made is a great idea. It's not a bad thing to ask. Sit down for a second and ask yourself, is this the right thing to do? Make a deadline. Ideally, enough time should be given to make a wise decision, but there are instances when a decision must be made immediately, such as when one decides whether to accept a job or refuse it, or when one decides when to start that school project that is due soon. Envision a situation afterwards. Close your eyes and imagine a scene after making a particular decision. For example, when you buy an item that you want but is way out of your budget. Imagine yourself paying off that object. Do you see an empty wallet? Do you think maybe it would be better if you save up for it first? Don't be in a rush. Sometimes when we rush ourselves, we make rash decisions instead. Try to let a day pass before making a big decision. Think about it overnight and make a choice later. You can do it. Suggested time allotment, 5 minutes. Can do or needs improvement. It is you who knows yourself best. Below are values needed for good decision making. Think of yourself now and evaluate each skill as used in learning at home or in school. Copy the given values in a clean sheet of paper/bond paper and encircle the description, can do or needs improvement, that best describes your level of each skill. Focus, can do needs improvement. Responsibility, can do needs improvement. Self-control, can do needs improvement. Resourcefulness, can do needs improvement. Humility, can do needs improvement. Positiveness, can do needs improvement. What I have learned. Suggested time allotment, 10 minutes. My 3 Cs of decision making. Think of a specific situation in your life right now where you need to make a decision. To help you reach your goal, copy the table below on a clean sheet of paper/bond paper. You will develop a guide in making decisions by using the 3 Cs of decision making that will help you in coming up with a decision. My 3 Cs of decision making: real life situation, clarify, identify the problem. Identify the decision to be made, consider, identify possible choices, identify the positive and negative consequences of choices, choose what will be your best decision, share your thoughts, feelings, suggested time allotment, 10 minutes, the essence of sound decision making. Having a sound decision making skill in every situation is essential. Why do you think so? Think about your answer and write it down on a sheet of paper. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content and found it informative, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with more insightful knowledge in the future.